fucking badass thing. But I guarantee you, if I go back and read it, it would be hot garbage.
Yeah, I mean, it was so fucking 90s. It was just like everything cool about the 90s. Like chains, fucking giant flowing cape thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was like the coolest looking character out of any of them.
I don't know. I think,
It was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, no, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, like, I think Marvel at that time had some pretty good character design.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, what do we got this week?
Did you want to?
With your abduction story.
Yeah.
What story?
We have your abduction story.
Oh. Yeah.
And we have
Yeah.
Didn't you have a date last night?
Yeah, I had a date last night.
Alright. Is Twitch up?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Which one do you want to start with?
Wait.
I will say, I don't know why that guy had the balls to call me out.
Who?
Today.
Who called you out?
Target cashier.
Oh. Do you want to talk about it? Or?
I don't know, I was a little upset.
Why'd you get called out by a Target cashier?
So I bought a Luna bar. And he didn't, like...
A Luna bar. A Luna...
They're alright, I guess.
Wait, explain what a Luna bar is for people that don't feel like Googling it.
It's a Cliff Bar, but...
For females.
For female. There's nothing that makes them about for females.
It says literally, if you Google Luna bar, it says snacks for women.
Isn't there like estrogen in Luna bars?
It says it helps with breastfeeding. It fucking literally says that on Google. Like, good for breastfeeding. Good for production.
But the thing is, they're gluten free, and Target doesn't carry anything else. Like,
why do you have to eat gluten free?
That's a good question.
But like, they had
you really believe in that shit. Like, I know you pass it off on Colleen a lot, but I think
I get the shits if I eat it now. I had.
If you eat gluten.
Yeah.
You had bread the other day and it just blew you up.
Well, yeah, because your body's probably not used to it now. It's probably like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
You're making your body weaker.
Yeah. Eat your fucking gluten, buddy.
Learn to survive in the 21st century. Your body is weaker than mine.
Or it's stronger.
No.
People are...
I can eat bread and my body doesn't fucking start... I don't start shitting my brains out if I eat a slice of bread.
It's not even a natural... I mean, I don't have a problem. Like, if I would eat bread, fine. But it's not even like a natural occurring thing in nature.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
but
like we've literally been doing it forever. Like,
humans did it. Like, we did it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not naturally occurring, but we...
the only species that eats it.
We should be proud of that, dude. We fucking created that shit. That's ours.
We're also the only species that like drinks milk past infancy.
Or other animals. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, humans are awesome. We fucking.
It's not good for you.
Yeah. We're doing it. We're doing fine, aren't we?
We're living longer now than we ever did before.
Yeah, I don't see like a bear coming up to me and being like, "You're weak now," and fucking swiping me and taking me out. No, because I drank my milk and I ate my bread and I fucking invented a gun.
Yeah,
he grew big and strong.
They ate bread in medieval times.
Nakem is big and strong because he eats his bread and he drinks his milk.
Damn right. Yeah.
And you're shitting. If you have a piece of the crust, you're shitting your brains out for a couple nights in a row.
You are making it easier for the aliens to come take us over.
That's a good point. Kyle, what do you think when the aliens come? Do you think they're going to go for me, a bread eater? Or do you think they're going to go for you with your Luna bar in your hand? They're going to go, oh, look at this male of the species with the fucking lactating breast because he's drinking Luna bars. They're going to come after your ass and they're going to milk you. And I'm not going to get milked because they're going to be like, oh, he's not supple right now.
Like, this is a normal, like...
This is a supple male.
I'm gonna look at the one who's ingested all these chemicals and is weird. Let's experiment on them. See why.
But see, no. If anything, they would take myself and Ryan and breed us because we have adapted to be able to like take all these chemicals in and not die. Whereas you're just the weaker species. You're just coming in, eating your bread and shitting your brains out. Like, they're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
They're gonna see you and they're gonna be like, this is weakness that we need to breed out.
Absolutely.
Of our new human.
That makes
Kyle, you're a weaker
no
species of human. You haven't been able to adapt. Like, well, you did for a while, but then you decided at some point you're like, nah, fuck evolution. I want to go back. I want to go backwards. I want to go back to
because our body hasn't adapted
stevia and lunabars. My body's adapted. I'm a specimen right now.
Yeah, I don't poop when I eat bread. I'm pretty sure a lot of our...
I hardly ever poop.
Yeah, but...
That's how far I've adapted. I've adapted past shitting. I don't even shit anymore.
I mean, I don't disagree with, like, eating bread's fine, I guess, but that's a...
You're coming down on it. Anyone that eats bread, I want our Reddit blown up right now. Anyone that doesn't eat bread...
People feel good. And you could do heroin, and as soon as you stop doing heroin, it's going to make you sick.
Yeah, but if we could do heroin and not get sick, then that would be like...
Yeah, you can do heroin and not get sick.
We can do bread and not get sick. Like, no, it's not the same thing, because no one's getting sick from bread. No one's doing bread and getting sick. Like, there's not, like, houses, like, dirty, broken down houses where people are sitting around fucking high off bread, and they're just, like, eating bread nonstop and injecting bread in their veins. No one does that.
But
it's totally different.
That if something you don't consume, that the second you consume it, you get sick... That doesn't say, like, a good thing about that product.
That product is delicious.
I want you
to... arguing it's not delicious.
Kyle, I want you to accept and just admit. I just admit and we'll move on. This is all I want to hear you say. I am a weaker species of human. Because I drink stevia. Because I drink
natural.
stevia.
It's a plant.
And I drink Lion Rockstar drinks.
I'm telling you, when the aliens come...
Stop drinking that. I'm even drinking the red wine now.
Jesus.
On the red wine diet.
What happened?
Well, alright. Drinking a glass of red wine every day is equivalent to an hour workout at the gym every day.
Yeah, well, red wine's delicious.
Wait. How is that? Where did that come from? Who told you that? Where did that fucking... That doesn't make any fucking sense. Drinking...
Yeah.
In what way is that equal to 1 hour workout?
Huh? Because of the antioxidants, because what it does to your blood vessels, it elevates your metabolism, it opens up your circulatory system.
1 hour cardio, is that what you're saying? Or like 1 hour of strength?
Probably cardio, because strength has no real purpose. Like... Strength
has no real purpose. Kyle, when they come for our guns, and they try to take our liberty, they're gonna find me.
You have a gun.
When they come for our guns, I'm gonna be able to lift it.
When the Liefeld monstrosities of the gun design
to
pass because of the aliens that are coming to get us.
I need my rail gun.
Liefeld was drawing the future.
He was. Like, what people don't seem to realize is that Liefeld was actually some sort of fortune teller who was predicting, like, the Mad Max hell world that we'll all be living in.
Giant guns.
Giant people.
Muscles you could see through a hoodie.
And you know what they weren't doing? Drinking red wine and not eating bread.
That's right.
But working their legs.
Yeah, well, fucking no one does leg day. Leg day.
That's true.
I've been doing squats.
What?
Yo, I've been doing squats, dude. That's my life now. I love fucking squats. Like, that's all I care about now. It's just fucking squats.
So you stop being a curl bro and then...
Yeah. Well, I'm still a curl bro. I still curl, like, every day.
But now you're doing fucking squats.
Yo, I'm curling fucking 40s.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Oh, it's good, dude. Because I feel like there's certain thresholds when you, like, you get respect. Like, it's squatting 45s, like, plates, and then it's curling, like, 40s. If you're squatting 45s, like, that's when the respect, like, starts, where people are like, okay, at least he's doing plates. You know, at least he's squatting at 45s.
Oh, you mean, like... I mean, it's not respect, but, like, you're not going to look down.
You're not going to look down on him. Yeah, you're not going to look down on that guy.
Squatting 45 plates, not much.
No, but if you're like, if you got 25s on there, then they're like, okay, this is like a little dude. But if you got the 45s, they're like, okay, at least he's here.
Like he's just casually working a squat day.
Yeah, he's just doing a light workout. So Kyle, we're supposed to have a...
warm up.
Yeah, I'm just warming up with these. I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna get these off in a minute and just.
Don't come back though.
I'm putting a couple more on, and I'm just putting them on one at a time. Kyle, we were supposed to have a guest this week. What happened?
I don't know. You didn't get back to me.
Well, let's talk about it for the cast. Talk about who it was and like what happened, and we were gonna have this guy Big Tay. We're gonna have Big Tay. All right.
Big Tay.
Big Tay is a Redditor that has been abducted. And listen, Big Tay, if you're listening to this to try to screen us, or if there's government agencies listening to this, Big Tay has been abducted by 3 different races of aliens. The Nordics, I believe, the Greys, and then these maybe reptilian, sort of gargoyle-looking, dark-skinned, red-eyed.
I refer to them as like demons.
Aliens.
Like, not necessarily demon, but they're like, that's the way.
Those are the scary ones, right?
Yeah, but from what I was reading, because that's like, to me, that's the most interesting. If we do have them on, like, that's what I'm super interested in, like
the demon ones.
Like, well, just the fact is like all 3 of them, and like his theory, and then the other one I talked to was like that. They're working together, or at least like they're all aware.
They're all aware of each other, right? Yeah. And
so, like the demon one seems like it never says like they do anything like violent. It's just like the feeling you get when you're around them.
I read that they did some procedures on them that were more intrusive than the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, just I don't think they're like torturing him. I think, yeah.
No, I think they're probing though.
Does this guy have like an AMA or some shit, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
His name's Big Tay. He also plays a lot of League of Legends, and I saw him commenting on Gone Wild, which is weird, right? Commenting on Gone Wild's kind of strange. Like, without a throwaway, like a throwaway comment, all right, I get it, but like when you comment on Gone Wild with your main, it's kind of a.
I don't know why you would even comment on Gone Wild. Like, I understand that some of the girls that post there that get off on the comments and shit like that, but
right,
they're not going to track you down and fuck you.
No.
You can make the argument that worst case scenario nothing happens, best case scenario that they do track you down and fuck you. But is that even worth the public shame of going through your fucking post history being like, why are you commenting on this girl's butthole?
It's definitely not worth it. It's super weird. But to each their own. Big Tay, I'm not judging you.
Yeah, we're not judging you. We want you here.
Dude, I want him here, but I'm a little nervous because like I talked to Kyle this week. I was like, yo, Kyle, if he comes on, this is a guy that let's just say, because this is how we're gonna treat it, is that he's been legit abducted. Like that's how we're gonna treat it if he comes on. He's been abducted. I'm gonna listen to his story. I'm super fucking interested. I'm on his side the whole time. All right, It's not an attack thing because I really want to fucking hear it. I'm interested in that shit. But what if I told him, I think I might have been not abducted, but I think I have some signs that might point towards alien interference in my life. Do you think that might be offensive to say say that to him, or do you think that's like a brother in arms?
Side of the story.
Well, isn't that? What if my side isn't very convincing? Like maybe it wouldn't hold up in abduction court very well. Do you think that he might be like, all right, listen, this guy is. I've been anally raped by aliens. Like, this dude has not been abducted by aliens.
See, that's actually when I start losing faith in their stories, because if you're gonna posit like this big thing, if you're gonna posit this conspiracy even, and you're not gonna entertain the thought that it goes bigger than what you have, I have to start questioning you.
No, I think all right. No, I think in his defense, and I don't know. But I think in a lot of their defense, they know that's happening to a lot of people. It's not just like a special thing that's only happening to them, Like, he says that he met up with other people, like other humans that were abducted and shit, and they sort of like talk, like they're on the ship at the same time and they can see each other and shit like that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, I can see that, but I'm just saying, like, if he can say all that, but then just go to some other guy and be like, "No, you're full of shit."
Right.
I have to question it.
But I might be full of shit.
That's more than likely.
It's fucking probable. I'm pretty sure.
You want to get into it?
Alright, this is some shit. Alright, let me tell you a couple things, and let's do like you guys can be the jury. I'm gonna tell you a couple things. You tell me if it's likely that it's abduction, or maybe I was just like a scared kid. Like, that could be the case, alright? Ready? Fact number 1. I was very afraid at night, alright? I didn't like fucking going to sleep at night. I didn't like being alone at night. I never was that kid that was like running into their parents' bed. I never fucking did that. I always like stuck it out, but I was very fucking scared every single night. Like hiding underneath my covers like every night. Like I remember I used to sleep with my covers like pulled over my head so that only like my mouth was like outside, you know? Like so I could breathe, but like everything else was underneath the covers. Like frightened as shit, okay? Every fucking night. And I came up with this, like, I've never fucking told anyone that. Well, I've told, like, 2, like, serious girlfriends this shit. But I've never told anyone else this shit. But I had this, and I remember it to this day because I thought about it every fucking night. And I still do it a little bit. But this is how I fell asleep every night, is, I had this, like, what is it, like, I guess, like, an imagination, like, imaginary story to help me go to sleep. And what it was, like, thousands of miles away, okay, like a really far distance away, there were these monsters, okay, and as I'm sleeping, they can come towards me, like they can approach me, like however fast they approach me. They're really far away when they start, but when I fall asleep, they can come towards me, and the only way to get them to not fucking come and like be where I am or whatever, to actually reach me, is if I sleep with my hands underneath the covers. Like if my hands are outside the covers, they can approach me, but if my hands are inside, they can't come towards me. So like that's how I fell asleep every night, is like knowing that as long as my hands are inside, then I'm good, I'm completely safe. So like I still sleep on my stomach with my hands underneath my chest, like every single night. Like I still sleep that way, probably because I'm used to it now. But I remember I used to tell myself that every fucking night as I was going to sleep. And like if my hands are outside the covers, I can't fucking fall asleep that way. There's no way. I would get super fucking paranoid and shit. So that's number 1. That's kind of a fucking weird story for a kid, right? Did you guys have something like that when you're going to sleep that you like had to tell yourself to get to sleep?
I didn't have I guess the same. I mean, I don't know if this is the same just due to anxiety, but when I was a kid, like I was the same. I still to this day like sleep with like, just because it's comfortable from like being a kid and doing it so long. I sleep with pillows like over my head. Like my theory was
I didn't even give you a pillow when you slept over here.
No, I know that's it.
I give you like a t-shirt. I think you balled up your t-shirt or something.
Yeah, and like because I don't know, I was more afraid of like someone coming in and murdering me every night. So my theory was like that if they can't see me, like they won't know I'm in there. So I had my mom buy me like a shitload of pillows. And I had like body pillows too. And I would like build
anime ones.
No, these are regular.
Oh, okay. Ones. You didn't fuck them.
No, I didn't fuck them.
All right.
It was a waste of opportunity.
I know. Could have been fucking those the whole time.
So I built like a wall on the edge of the bed, so it was like a top over me, and then I would put like pillows over my head, and then kind of the same way, like I would just have my mouth open, and then I would have like blankets over me, and I couldn't have like, I'd have to have everything like tucked in under me, because then I was afraid like something would like reach up under the bed, and if I felt like if it was tucked in, it couldn't like get under my sheets.
There is something about I saw a movie with they explained like why everyone's afraid of something under their bed. Can't remember what it was. I think it was Doctor Who. Doctor Who actually.
It's one of those things that you just don't know. Like your bed it's always dark, right? You never go underneath there. It always seems like sound is emanating from there.
Right.
It's just like it's the great unknown. You look down there and it's like, well, I can't see fucking past like the halfway point through underneath my bed. So. And
it's that thing where you have to, if you wanna get out, you have to swing your legs out over it before you can look. And like putting your face down there is even worse. Like peeking down there, it's like, what if there is something? Like I definitely don't want to hit my eyes first, you know. Yeah, there's a Doctor Who episode about something underneath the bed. I don't fucking really remember it, but it was like this thing that it didn't want to be seen, so like you weren't allowed to look at it even if you knew it was there or something like that. Anyways, so that's number 1. Okay, the monsters that are really far away that can approach if my hands are outside. That's number one. Number two, as a kid and up until like 2 years ago, I had sleep paralysis a lot. I've probably talked about it on the show, but I used to have it multiple times a week. Then it went to like a couple times a month, and now it's like barely ever. But I used to have it a fucking lot, and it's terrifying.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's essentially like you're asleep, your brain wakes up, so you're conscious of being awake, but your body doesn't wake up yet. So you're awake essentially. Your brain is like, hey, we're awake. We were just sleeping. Now we're awake. But you can't move at all. So you feel like, some people feel like something's holding them down, or like they're paralyzed, obviously. Or, I guess a lot of abduction, they figure out, or they go through and they like do these studies, and they find out that a lot of people just have sleep paralysis, and they're still dreaming a little bit while they're awake, and they're dreaming of these like things holding them down, or demons holding them down, or whatever, and they're powerless to do anything about it. Used to have a lot of sleep paralysis growing up, like all the time. Number three, I have these weird scars on both sides of my stomach, like on my hips almost. Like they're like two parallel dots on each side. So like each side has two dots, and they line up pretty well. And yeah, I don't know what they're from. I asked my mom what they're from, and she said she has no idea. But I have so essentially like 4 little dot scars, 2 on each side of my body, that I have no idea where they came from. That's it. You think that's enough? You think that's enough to be like thinking maybe something happened to me?
I mean, the scars.
Can I start a thread? I'm gonna start a thread on Reddit. Should I do it or no? No,
well,
it's not enough.
I wouldn't, because I think that people would just kind of latch on and be like, yeah, totally, you've been abducted.
Do you think Big Tay-Tay would be insulted if I was like, Big Tay-Tay, does any of that stuff ring a fucking bell, man?
Actually, I think he'd probably latch on to it and run with it.
Oh shit, we need Big Tay-Tay on.
We do. Could you ever, like, have you ever thought that maybe that some of these people, it's a terrible thing to think, but like, this is what I always used to.
Let me say this before you say that. I'm just fucking kidding. I really don't think I've been abducted. I'm just fucking kidding. And people out there think I'm being serious. Like, I really don't think I've been abducted. Go on. I just think I was a fucking frightened little kid when I was young. I was just joking.
Yeah, but have you ever thought, like, a lot of these people, that they've created this abduction theory in their head to, like, cover up some, like, weird ass shit that actually was going down?
Yeah, totally.
Like, they were, like, I hate to say it, but they were being, like, abused as kids.
Yeah, because
they just kind of made that into this whole abduction thing.
Yeah, I mean, not even just abduction. Obviously, like, anything. Yeah. But like, you try so hard to suppress that shitty fucking event that your body, like, or not your body, your mind, like, doesn't want to believe it and tries to come up with excuses for it. And like, yeah, that could be one of them.
That's what scared me as a kid, because I always thought, like, it's the same thing. Like, how you said you had those like scars in your stomach and all that shit, right?
Right.
What if it was just like this one thing that, like, you conjured this whole thing in your head where it's just like, oh yeah, it was that one time I was going out to play and I fell down and I cut myself and that's how I got these scars. Mm-hmm. But in reality, it's like, it was that one time that you got like kidnapped and like went through all this shit. What the fuck is that noise?
It's the fucking pipe above my head. I really don't know what it is.
Wow. But yeah,
could be an alien.
Yeah, could be. But yeah, like, in reality.
Sorry, this could be a black op.
The black government's coming, dude. I told you that.
Could be the black government.
Yeah. But yeah, no, but like, so yeah, you have these scars on either side of your
stomach.
Side of your stomach, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it's really from like this one time that you got kidnapped, but you repressed that memory down, and you just became a thing that you just don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know where they came from. They are kind of fucking weird, and I do think about them sometimes, like every so often. I do think about where I got them, and like I said, like I asked my mom and shit. And I was like, "Mom, where did these come from?" She's like, "I have no idea. I haven't seen those before." And it is kind of weird. I don't know if people just develop shit like that though. Maybe they're just like, I don't know, like Mark's just like, I guess, freckles, but they're not freckles, but you know what I mean.
Are they evenly placed?
Yeah, they're like, it's like if you can see me in the camera or whatever, it's like on either side, like that. I mean, I would show you, but I don't think the camera's gonna pick them up just because they're like. I mean, I could try to show them on stream. Maybe. Hold up. Let me see if this is possible. This is really good fucking podcasting, but let's see if I can do this.
For those of you listening to the audio-only version of the podcast, this is why you should fucking be on Twitch.
Can you see it right there? Like that white spot? That's one of them. I don't know. That's one of them right there. That fucking white spot right there on the screen near my finger. And then there's another one like farther down. I don't know.
What if you were either born a Siamese twin?
Okay.
And they separated you, and one is either adopted or dead.
Right.
Or you were born with ovaries.
That high? No, it's not the ovaries. The Siamese twin is possible. Do you remember when I told you guys?
Like, what if it was something like that, where like it was?
Remember when I told you guys a couple years ago, or maybe it was last year, that I had like this fault line through the front of my skull?
Oh yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah.
I still have that. I mean, it's like a fucking really, like if you feel inside my fucking skin, like, did you feel it? I don't remember if I ever made you feel it. I think I made you feel it at Special Edition New York City.
Yeah.
But I have like a crack. I have a crack running down the middle of my skull too. So that's another thing that's kind of odd. Anyways.
Did they cut open?
They might have cut my skull open. I'm not sure.
Now I'm thinking it's not abduction. Now I'm thinking you literally just got like abducted by the government or some sort of sleeper agent.
It's possible. I have advanced intelligence for sure. Like that, I definitely know I have.
That would actually explain your precognitions.
My precognitions.
Yeah.
It all comes together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's either A, the black government, B, like the KGB resurrected.
Winter. I'm the Winter Soldier. That's possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle, I'm gonna need your kid to change his name. That shit's mine now. I'm taking that shit, dude. That shit's mine. I'm now Winter Welch. I'm sorry about the last name. So I took that shit too. Sorry, man. Yeah, sorry, bro.
That's an origin story.
Yeah.
That I've ever heard of. So I just realized that I'm actually a secret government agent taking my friend's kid's name because it sounds better than mine.
Yeah, that's a new story. So I don't know. Hopefully next week, dude, I would love to have Big Tay on. Like, I think that shit's super interesting. I definitely will not talk about the shit that I just talked about. I was just kidding about that. I don't think I've been abducted. I do think that I have some weird scars, but I don't know where they're from. They're not from aliens. But dude, fuck, man, I would love to have him on. Like, I think it would be so much fun, and it wouldn't be aggressive, and it wouldn't be like, I don't know, it would just be like fucking dudes hanging out talking about abductions and shit. Like, I have genuine interest in it, obviously. Yo, Kyle.
I'm trying to think of more places to post.
Kyle, did you, or if any of our fucking listeners have some kind of like, if you guys know anybody that's been abducted, or you know someone that knows someone that knows someone that's been abducted, just like fucking like reach out to them and see if they want to come on a podcast. It's just like fucking completely laid back. It's not good. It's not done by professionals. It's done by fucking 3 people that don't know how to do podcasts. But we would be super nice, and it would be a lot of fun. Maybe not. Kyle, did you look any more into that Bohemian Grove?
I didn't get a chance to do any of the audio, but I did some reading on it while I was at work. It was freaking me out.
Dude, alright.
Stop looking at it.
Let me talk quickly. Nakem, you don't know what Bohemian Grove is, do you?
No, I do not. Go ahead.
Bohemian Grove is, okay, in San Francisco. Kyle, if I say anything wrong, you know something different, tell me. In San Francisco, Northern California or some shit, there's a redwood forest, okay? They cleared it out, or they cleared out a section of it, and it's called Bohemian Grove. That's the name of it. Now, at the Bohemian Grove, I believe once a year in July, multiple times a year, but this is like the big event, is once a year in July. I think they do 2 weeks, 3 weekends. A bunch of like the most powerful guys, like men only, and no women, but men only, most powerful men in the country, possibly in the world, I'm not sure, definitely in the country. They meet up for this secret, not really secret, because people do know about it now, but it's definitely private, like this private, like fucking men's club of like all the most powerful people in the world. Like there's pictures of, Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan and, whatever.
I think it's like $25,000 initiation fee.
Yeah, you have to be invited, and you have to be like the cream of the fucking crop. Yeah, you got to be up there.
Dick Cheney.
Bush, the Bushes, of course. And they meet up in the fucking the cabins. They camp out for 2 weeks or whatever. They have ceremonies. They have plays. They have a giant fucking owl statue, or not yeah, I guess it's a statue, like a giant fucking owl. They shoot off like pyrotechnics. They have a high priest that says like a prayer, and he says they have like a ceremony called the cremation of care, where they burn the fucking giant owl, and they're supposed to be like burning away all their cares or all their worries and that kind of shit, just so they can have like a good fucking time together in the forest, and plot about the future of the country or the world or whatever. It's pretty fucking crazy, right? Like, to know that kind of shit exists. And dude, they wear robes and fucking weird shit like that, and they piss all over the place. Like, they fucking piss anywhere they want in the woods. I don't know, it's fucking...
See, for me,
yeah,
it just seems like, okay, just imagine this. So you're a part of like this elite group of like
super elite. Yeah.
Of this rich and famous people, right? I would do some of the most whacked out, messed up shit just to fuck with people. Dude,
I got a little deeper into this. Like, that's the known shit. It's like, we know about this. Everybody knows about this. Like, because people have broken in, like Alex Jones, who's a complete fucking batshit maniac as far as I'm concerned. He snuck in one year, 2000, and filmed the cremation of care. So, like, there's a video of it on YouTube. Like, it's pretty fucking weird. Like, a boat comes down the lake, and like the fucking priest is up there, and he talks about sacrifices and burns some shit. Like, it's fucking weird, and it's kind of like it's definitely occulty and sort of like some kind of weird religious type shit. Not fucking Christian, like some other kind of weird religion. Like, it's almost satanic kind of looking. But dude, I dug a little deeper, and there's this interview of this kid. I can't remember his fucking name. I wish I could, 'cause like, people can Google it. You can probably find it. But he's older now, but he talks about his experience as a kid, and it's super fucking dark. Like, this is what he says, and this is all third person. Please don't kill me. I'm just talking about what I heard on the fucking internet. If you're out there, I could get killed for this. Kyle, I want a little backup on this. Like, can we both get killed? Like, I don't want him to just come after me. Is that cool? If it's me and you.
I watch the ceremonies.
Okay, so Kyle could, like, kill Kyle too. And maybe Winter. I don't know. Don't kill this kid. All right, just kill me and maybe Kyle a little bit, or just hurt him.
Leave this kid alone, because then that way he can grow up and like become a superhero.
Okay, yeah. That's a good origin story. Kyle was killed by the super elite fucking government. We're not the first to talk about this, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Listen to somebody smarter.
It's like Paul Bonacci.
Okay, yeah, that's him. So he's an adult now, and he tells what happened to him. This is what he says, and I don't know if it's related to Bohemian Grove, because it's a little sketchy, and he might even be fucking lying for all I fucking know. So this is what he says. When he was a kid, him and this other kid, Nicholas, are taken out to San Francisco or somewhere in California. They're taken into the woods, and they're stripped down naked. These are kids, all right? There's another kid there who's in a cage, and he's naked, okay? The two kids taken out, this fucking dude telling the story, and Nicholas, are forced to do things with that kid. And I think you can imagine what they were forced to do. And there's fucking dudes all around. Alright? Then that kid in the cage is shot in the head. And they're forced to continue doing things to the kid. And then I guess that's where it fucking ends. They're drug away, and they're released back into the world. And like, that was some kind of weird, like, super elite, like, fucking moment. I guess they put him back in the helicopter, and they kick the dead kid out of the helicopter, and the older guys, like the men there, say to that kid, they're like, the guys in the hoods will take care of him. Like, that's so fucking scary, dude. In the middle of the fucking forest. Like, that's fucking haunting shit.
You know what that actually sounds like to me? And I can't believe I'm bringing this up again. I swear to God, I'm on this weird kick on this one topic, but this sounds like, did you ever read about that thing that actually happened in the UK, like the actual conspiracy theory about the cabal of child rapists?
No, but I fucking believe it.
Yeah, okay, so it's basically been proven, like, I'm not even talking out my ass, no one's gonna get killed for this.
I'm talking out of my ass about that part because
Yeah,
it's a secondhand story.
Yeah, but this is why I'm actually kind of like intrigued because so in the UK they found out this one. Well, there was this whole rumor going around. There was like this whole child sex ring of pedophiles that were like really high government officials and like just really powerful people. So there's entertainers, there's singers, there's government officials, and the whole thing is they were going around and like basically getting like kids just to fuck with, and I don't mean like fuck with like haha.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And that Margaret Thatcher was like covering the whole thing up so these guys could keep going. I think Gary Glitter was one of the first people that was like God. There's a whole bunch of other guys that were that we pretty much know we're doing it. So like we know it's a thing that's happening. So now I'm hearing that, I'm just imagining that like what if there's an American version where
Dude.
like all our American guys or our rich and powerful American people are like going to this one place.
Dude, I'm not saying I mean I hear what you're saying and like
Yeah.
I'm just to clear it up. I'm not saying everybody that goes to this fucking. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying like the way he told it was like these elite powerful dudes did this to him and there was no fucking like way he could do anything about it. But like that's sort of what happened with Penn State, right? Is like people covered it up. Like they knew it was fucking happening and they covered it up. Like not a lot of people, but there was at least a couple people that knew that shit was happening and they fucking didn't tell anybody because they were like, oh, it's a powerful football school and this guy is a fucking powerful leader and like he fucking knew about it. He didn't say anything. Like it's not out of the fucking realm of possibilities that people know shit is happening and they will not say anything because they're scared of whoever's doing it.
So this is what I'm saying is that like right now we're kind of just like I wonder what they're doing there. They have all these weird ass like rituals and shit. What
Right.
if that was all just a cover for some creepy ass sex ring? Hopefully
Yeah,
they're
I
all
mean,
legal.
yeah, man, totally. Like, fucking, obviously they wouldn't do it there anymore because people know about that shit. Like, everybody knows about Bohemian Grove, but...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. That would make it the best place to do it. Because everybody knows it, and they're like, oh, there's just a whole bunch of rich guys that are going to go do eccentric shit. When they're like, haha, we're a whole bunch of rich guys that are doing eccentric shit as a cover for, like, our nefarious Illuminati shit. Like, maybe they're not, like, doing some sex ring. Maybe they're actually running the world, like, Freemasonry, Illuminati style. And, like, the ceremony is all there just, like, to cast out.
Well, that's
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I keep bringing it up to Ryan. You gotta watch it. Maybe we can talk about it more. This is that movie, The Conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like loosely based on that idea. There's a gathering like every so often, and they kind of chart it, and these gatherings happens before like major world events, kind of like things like 9/11 or just stuff like that. Like all these world elite and like high profile people get together in the woods in this kind of like this type thing, like club type thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it always happens kind of before like big events happen in the world. And the whole idea of the movie, and like I won't spoil too of it, but like a lot of it we've talked about is like they're well aware of like people want to know like what's going on, so they every so often will release information, but they're the ones behind the release of the information. So like for this Bohemian Grove, like there's a video, it's like Alex Jones, I think, like he captured one of the ceremonies like on like camera from like a faraway distance, so you can like see them doing like all this like kind of weird ceremony stuff, like in like rows and like lighting torches and all this stuff. Like the idea is like that if they leak those little things out every so often, they can like kind of control like, oh, like see, is this like harmless, like we're just doing like this, like old like
It's just fucking boys club.
skull and
Yeah.
crossbones like type thing. Like yeah, it's just a boys
Yeah.
club, like to essentially like delay or like cover the fact that like real shit's going on. As
It's
long as
like-
you like control that leak of information, like you have that ability.
Yeah, it's like that old like magician thing, right? It's like let's show them what the right hand is doing, so
Yeah,
they can't see what the left one's doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like let's show them the right hand, and then the left hand's doing the actual trick. Like shit does like it's pretty. I don't know. Like all right, listen, I'm talking to my ass, but what I read is basically Bohemian Grove.
This is our one afternoon of research.
This is not even an afternoon. This is like half an hour of research. Like it led to the invention of the atomic bomb. Like that's where it was actually brainstormed. Like that the idea came from like a meeting at Bohemian Grove one year in 19 something, whatever, a long time ago. But like a lot of people are like, oh, this is where they came up with that, and they came up with this idea, and this is where this idea came from. Like,
see, at that point, I think people are starting to attribute. And I like if there is a shadowy cabal of like super important people that are doing all this crazy shit.
Well, there is.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, actually, that makes perfect sense.
There definitely is. Yeah.
But okay, let's just call them the Illuminati for now, right? So let's say the Illuminati is doing all this crazy ass shit, right? And I just picture them in my mind, just sitting back and just laughing themselves, like, these fucking idiots think that we were the ones that did the atomic bomb. Stupid idiots. Let's go back to like controlling the world and let them have their crazy conspiracy theories.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I always look to people like Alex Jones, who's super fucking vocal and super out of his fucking mind, and everything that happens, he's like, oh, it was the Illuminati, it was the New World Order. Like, every school shooting is like, oh, it was set up by Obama and the New World Order and shit like that. Like you have somebody out there that's so vocal and so batshit crazy that everyone looks at him and goes, that guy's out of his fucking mind. I'm not gonna be a conspiracy theorist because look how crazy he fucking looks. He looks fucking insane. Like, that's why you would use somebody like that and you'd be like, put this guy out there, make him as crazy as possible, give him a following so that he's the voice of this fucking shit, so nobody wants to look like him. And that's why, I mean, he's the one that fucking snuck in, right? And he's the one that got the video of the ceremony, so everyone's like, oh, yeah, they're fucking weird old dudes in the woods, but they're just fucking, being rich and having fun or whatever the fuck they're doing, just being elite. Like, just leave them alone. Who gives a shit? Nobody fucking talks about it anymore. Like, I've never heard of it until today. Because nobody gives a shit anymore. Like, when we first found out about it, like, it was on the news all the time and shit like that every year. But now I've never fucking heard of it until today. So, I don't know.
Shit. You want to talk about your day?
Oh, I went on a date. Dude, I feel like we could get killed for this episode. Does anyone else feel that way?
Oh, yeah. Like, it was getting a little bit raw for me.
Nikem, you're safe. You're in Canada. They can't kill you.
Yeah, that's what they fucking tell you. And then next thing you know, fucking black guy ends up dead in Canada.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Exactly. A little crack sprinkle around me in the fucking ghettos of downtown Toronto.
Oh, they sprinkle the crack right on you?
We actually have a pretty large population of black people. Just not in my...
I guess you would be the best person to kill. Because no one would look at the U.S. government for killing a Canadian dude.
Some Canadian dude? Fuck, no.
Yeah.
It'd just be like, oh, look, he died in a hit and run. He was clearly high.
If Kyle mysteriously died, I would shut the fuck up about... hold on. Let me put this out there. Into the universe in case any government agent is listening. If Kyle dies, I will shut the fuck up. I will not say anything else, okay?
The death of college becomes the death of conspiracy. I love America.
This will be the most patriotic fucking podcast. I'll have Nikem move here. Like, I'll force Nikem to move here.
I'm not even American, but I'm coming in.
Yeah.
The Pledge of Allegiance.
I will wear a fucking flag on my shirt every single fucking podcast if Kyle dies mysteriously. I promise you that.
It doesn't even have to be mysterious. Like, you could just be like, so Kyle...
Just give him a loaf of bread. Sneak a loaf of bread into his diet, and he's gonna fucking die instantly. No one will look...
Donation to?
No, but that's how you know... That's how you know that they got Kyle, though. Like, so he's driving to work one day, and then he gets in this massive accident, and all of a sudden there's just like this loaf of bread right beside him, and everybody's like, oh yeah, he went to the grocery store or some shit like that, but we know it's actually a sign for us.
Kyle would never eat a loaf of bread.
Exactly.
Alright, donation tier. You donate $500, we'll make Kyle eat a full loaf of bread on the podcast. That could be fun.
Oh, that's fine.
$500 for a full loaf? That's alright, that's good.
Yeah, I would do that.
$500, get on it.
Let's go
this date. There's not really much to it. I went on a fucking date last night. Sushi. I knew that I couldn't bring her back to my apartment because my apartment's a fucking mess. After the flood or whatever, I really didn't get around to cleaning it that well. So I have this situation now where I'm like, even if a date goes really well, I can't invite a girl back here. It's too fucking messy. So there's no chance for romance on these dates. It went well. I fucking nailed it. I have this weird thing. Is there a name for this? Maybe it's autism. I'm not sure. I have something where in a group setting, I suck. I'm not fucking and I can't interact. I feel overwhelmed. I don't know when to laugh. I don't laugh. I seem pissed off. I seem like I don't want to be there because I don't want to be there. I'm not good in groups. One-on-one on a date, I'm the most fucking charming, funniest fucking dude that there is. Like, I'm so good one-on-one, but in a group setting, I can't do it. Is there a name for... What is that?
Social anxiety.
Yeah, I was
but wouldn't that interact?
Autism you wouldn't be able to do one-on-one.
Either. I can do one-on-one. I can't do groups. But yeah, so I fucking nailed it. I don't know. It was fine. Yeah, there's not really much to it. I'm sorry. It was just a good date. I don't know. I might see her more.
Well, let's deconstruct this a little. So it was a good day, but you couldn't bring her back to your place. So there's no chance for romance.
No chance for romance.
I know that you have a fundamental problem with going to a girl's place because you're crazy. But if you go enough weeks without getting laid, do you think you're going to have to overcome that and just suck it up and go back to her place?
Yeah, eventually I'll clean my apartment, though. Like, I'll clean my apartment before I go to her place. I'd rather take the time to clean the apartment than go to a chick's place. But she lives alone, so that helps. I don't have to see anybody. You
should have just taken it. Just taken it and then got out. Like, hit it, then be like, yo, I got to work tomorrow.
Well,
I mean, is that the problem? Like, because that's always my problem.
It's the roommates. That's what it is, yeah.
Roommates, but, like, if you go to another person's house, like, it's that, like, how do I get out of here thing.
I think it's easier to get out. I just leave.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could do that if you're just a terrible person. You can fake a phone call.
Yeah, but that would give me, like, way more anxiety, like, than even being there.
Just fake a text. Or set an alarm and be like, oh, shit, getting a text, and then be like, oh.
I don't mind just fucking dipping when I'm ready to go. It's the roommates that really bugs me. Like, I don't want to interact with other people that I don't have to impress. Like, I don't want to do that. I've already done enough to try to impress this one. I don't need to impress her roommates too. Like, I don't want to meet anybody. That's what it is for me. And it is, like, I feel uncomfortable at other people's places. I feel uncomfortable, like, if I'm going to go on a date, I invite a chick to a restaurant that I've been to a million times. Like, we always go to the same restaurant because I feel comfortable there. I don't feel comfortable at, like, a new place. That would give me anxiety, I think. To have to figure out, like, the menu and the waiter and, like, the people there. Like, I'm comfortable at the place that I always go, so I always bring the girls to the same place.
Do you think that one day you're going to go back to, like, this sushi place and the waiter is going to recognize you and be like, oh, where's the other girl?
No, they don't say anything there. But, yeah, I mean, they definitely recognize me. I go there almost every single day. Well, for a while, I was going there almost every day. But now not so much, but I always take them to the same place. They recognize me for sure. They don't say anything, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like...
They know what's going on.
What if you get that one... Then they probably think that you're just a fucking massive pimp.
Yeah. If only that were the truth. I used to be. Yo, I was talking to this chick today, just, like, texting or whatever. And we were just going back and forth, and I was like, yo, let's ask each other some, like, serious questions, because we'll probably never meet, you know, we're just strangers, like, let's get into it a little bit, because we're both bored at work. And she was like, alright. So we're just asking each other, like, straight up just fucking sex questions, and just like, have you ever had a threesome, what was it like, who was it, you know, blah blah blah, have you ever cheated on somebody, blah blah blah. Like, we were asking each other, like, this straight fucking shit, like, no fucking bullshit, no, you know, where are you from, where'd you grow up, blah blah blah, like, shit like that. It was like the fucking real questions that are, like, fun to get to know somebody. And yeah, dude, it's a shame that, like, more people aren't just straight up about it, dude. Like that chick that I hung out with 2 weeks ago that I said I brought her home, and like, the night I met her that day, just on fucking Tinder, and I got her home that night, and it was very fucking upfront. She was like, I just want to fuck you. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go get some food, see if we like each other, and then if we do, then it's on. And it was very fucking upfront. Like, I wish more interactions were like that. Because, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I know society is like, yo, you shouldn't just fucking sleep around or whatever, but I don't know. That's like the most real that you can ever be. Like, when you're having sex with somebody, like, all the bullshit is fucking gone. Like, that's a moment that you're both fucking completely fucking real, right? Like, there's no faking that shit. Like, that's the fucking truth at that point. Like, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Dude,
I have it on good authority that two of the people on this cast have faked it.
Who? You too?
I have. And,
faked what?
well, just being into it.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like I don't know. I don't fake. I never fake being into it. Like I'm always into it.
Nah, I've been with girls that I've been like 3 seconds. Well, not 3 seconds, but 30 seconds into it, I knew that I wanted just to go home and take a shower.
See, you shouldn't do that. I don't think anyone should do that because that's kind of fucked. I mean, that's more fucked up than anything else.
Well,
it's like just like fucking them just because like you feel obliged to or something like.
When you're already inside, you gotta finish up.
Well, why the fuck are you inside before you decide? Like, why did it take so long?
It seemed like a good idea. It's like, hey, let's get laid, and then you're there and you're like, well, this was a terrible fucking idea. I should not be doing this.
Okay, yeah, I guess that happens. Yeah, I suppose. I don't want to fuck anybody that doesn't want to fuck me. Like, I don't want that shit where they're like, oh fuck, this is a mistake. I'd rather that they're just like, oh shit, I don't want to do this, and just bounce.
How awkward is it that I was on mute for like 5 minutes? I was talking. And I didn't
Were you
think
talking?
twice. Yeah, it's like, there's not what.
What were you saying?
Well,
You thought I would just like plow over?
Yeah.
Fuck him.
That was very rude.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I've told that story before where I had the girl come over, and I found out like a little bit later, like she was there just straight up like to have sex, and I just wanted her to leave, and she kept like staying because like I didn't want to, but I didn't know that's what like she was legitimately there for. So she was just like waiting out the night for that. So we watched like a movie, and I was like, oh well, it's late.
Whew.
She's like, yeah, and she's like trying to make out, and I was like, oh, we can watch another movie. So like she just kept going, and eventually I was like, oh, I think she just wants to have sex. Like I gotta have sex with this girl to get her to leave.
To get her the fuck out of here.
Yes, so I mean it did. Like I had no interest.
All right, well,
And it took like an hour. Like it was the longest.
Jesus Christ. Those occasions aside, all right, if two people are really like strangers and they want to have sex together, like that's the most fucking real like interaction you can have with somebody.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just saying that like even if you want to, even sex.
That's such a great moment though. Like having those moments with people that you don't really know. There's something fucking crazy. There's something great about that. There's something so fucking unique about that you can't replicate that, in any other way, except for doing that. That's why, like, I think that's why I enjoyed that day so much. Is like it was very clear. It was like, hey, we're gonna have sex. If we like each other, we're gonna have sex. It's gonna happen. So there's no fucking like guesswork or anything like that. It was just like straight up. It was just like that we both enjoy doing this. Why not fucking do it? I wish more people were like that.
They probably are. It's just a matter of finding them.
It's a matter of finding them and having the balls to ask and risking the fucking rejection. Because if you ask a chick that, like, and I mean, same both ways. Like, if a chick has to do that, sometimes, most of the time, probably, you're going to get that, like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, we're not supposed to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like, this is not something we're supposed to, like, it's not a contract we're supposed to talk about before it happens. Like, it's supposed to happen naturally or some shit.
I mean, I was thinking about this today when I was in Target before I bought the Luna bar.
Before you bought the woman's snack? Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
No, I said the Luna bar, which
Yeah,
is
the women's
general snack,
estrogen snack. Yeah.
But anyway, there was a girl, and she was looking at bathing suits, and I was like, "What if you like?" I just walked up to that girl and was like, "Oh, I really like to see you in that." Like,
What?
I'm just saying, like, to your point, like, what if everyone was just like,
just
what do
straight up?
What do you think your success rate would be like if you just approached it that way?
Dude.
1%. And you know what the fucked
Really?
up thing?
I don't.
No, the fucked up thing is that the amount of people who actually do that is fucking astonishing. Like, there are people who are just that shameless with that much balls to go up to girls and do that. Like, a lot of my really good
I feel like they probably
friends,
have a better success rate than I did.
They do.
Being respectful to women.
They do, but like they have. I'm convinced that those people have no feelings. Like, if you cut them, they would not bleed because there is no blood going through them. They're just cold blocks of ice. Because the amount of rejection that they must go through is terrible.
Dude, I think you would like, in today's age, you would fucking shock, like, some chick if you fucking came right up to her somewhere where you're not supposed to pick her up and just said, like, it's not being like, yo, what's that fucking ass? Like, what's up with that ass? Like, not that. I'm just saying, but, like, if you were, like, trying to meet a chick and you're actually kind to her and shit, she would probably be like so fucking taken aback by your confidence that she would be like, all right, this guy seems pretty legit actually. Like I think it would work pretty well.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I would never do it because I'm scared shitless and I don't want to be an asshole and I don't want to be that guy that's on the next fucking YouTube video. It's like, look at this dude that fucking hit on me at Target. How fucked up is this guy?
While I was looking at fucking bathing suits.
How dare this guy come up to me in Target and fucking say, I want to see you in that. I would never say that. That's kind of fucked. Like, that does deserve to be on a YouTube video.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, to have that ability.
Yeah, I get you.
But see, I wouldn't even want to do that because then it opens you up to the case of, like, what if she's 18? What if she's 16?
Oh, God. Cam, we're not taking gambles on chicks. Like, you could tell age by looking at a girl.
No, you fucking can't.
You could tell if a chick is borderline, dude.
No, well, I could be like...
A 28-year-old does not look like an 18-year-old.
To ask her that in Target, you probably ask her age.
Yeah, I'd be like, by the way, how old are you? Yo.
Hey, how are you? I really want to see you in that. By the way, can I see your government ID?
Yeah.
So I can just...
ASL.
I'd really like to see you holding your ID.
Yo, I'm thinking... Dude, I was thinking about this in the shower, actually. I fucking forgot about this, but, like... Imagine if we did a segment on the show, and, like, we'll never do it because we don't do segments, but... Where I would go out into the actual world and try to pick up a chick at a bar. Knowing how awkward I am, and how straight edge I am, and I can't drink. Like, imagine me on my own, out in the real fucking world, without the internet... trying to actually socialize and pick up a chick at the bar, and the anxiety level would be so fucking high. Can you imagine how terribly that would go?
I can imagine you doing it
you don't
once.
drink.
And I don't drink, yeah.
You'd be a weirdo.
Oh, dude, how hard would that be? Like, I wouldn't even know what to do.
You'd be arrested. You'd be the weird creepy guy who's trying to talk to girls.
I think I could do it.
No.
I think I could get one.
No. Well, you might be able to.
I got a number at a strip club. I think we talked about that.
I remember. I was there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I think I could do it. Like, if I saw a girl that I thought was gonna be my type, like, you know, tattoos and shit like that.
Yeah, let me bring that back. It depends on the kind of bar you're going to. If you're going to, like...
Well, I would go to a bar where I have a shot. I wouldn't go to some high-end bar. I think I was a bum.
Okay.
You went to, like, DA's with us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that would be, like...
Yeah, like, I could go to, like, a Brooklyn...
Then you'd have no trouble. The fact that you're straight edge... Probably
Let's not say no trouble. I would definitely have some trouble. My anxiety would be through the fucking roof.
Oh,
I've never approached a stranger and tried to start a conversation with nothing to go off of. Like, I don't think I've ever done that in my life.
I think you could probably sit there with maybe a couple people or whatever, even by yourself. Maybe just, like, read a book or just give off the classic... I'm too cool for this place kind of vibe.
What if I was reading Spider-Gwen?
Yeah, then you wouldn't have fun. Well, actually, comic books are cool now.
Yeah,
So.
comic books are cool now. Yo, alright, this might be a trigger warning for Kyle. Kyle, relax. Cam, did you read Spider-Gwen #2?
Fuck yeah, I read Spider-Gwen #2.
It was fucking awesome.
It was fucking amazing.
It was so good. It was so fucking good. Kyle, did you buy it?
No, I didn't buy it.
Okay, listen. I'll give you my my code if you like. Let's do that, dude. Can I give you my digital code and you read it?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, it was really good. I thought it was funny. The shit with Spider-Ham was great.
Though, to be fair, all of Kyle's complaints from Spider-Gwen #1 kind of carried through.
See, I
read reviews that were the same.
I think it's a better Peter Parker Spider story, like Spider superhero story. Like, I think it harkens back to Peter Parker like very closely. Like, she has problems outside of the costume. It's affecting the people that she loves. She's getting beat on by supervillains. She's not particularly good at what she's doing, but she's funny and she keeps trying. Like, it seems like Peter Parker to me, and there's no Peter Parker story right now.
Have done that better.
I don't know if there is.
Miles Morales?
Not right now. Well, I don't know. I don't read Miles Morales, but
see, the problem with the Ultimate Universe, 'cause I still do read it, is that since it's ending, like, they can't do shit.
His girlfriend's Hydra.
Yeah, and that's not going to go anywhere.
maybe this is where you go after everything's gone. Listen, I'm just saying this. Maybe other books are doing it better. Yeah, you read it. We'll see.
We'll talk about it next week.
Let's talk about it next week or on the Reddit or something like that.
School days before we get into books.
School days. I watched episode 8, Kyle.
What? We were doing this still?
Well, did you watch episode 8? I thought you already seen that one.
Oh, the two we were supposed to watch?
It was a while ago, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me fill in people. Let me fill in people for what's going on. School Days is an anime. Nakem brought it to our attention. We decided we would watch 2 episodes a week. We've been in our 21s, and I haven't watched.
Yeah, let's take some responsibility.
I'm taking it. I haven't watched. I could get killed for this. I haven't watched all the episodes I was supposed to. I watched episode 8 today. I thought we could just talk really quickly about it. I don't think that much happened, but there's a third chick in the mix. Our love triangle has become a love square, and it's still fucking terrible. I still fucking hate it.
Grumpy one?
The little one. It's a really short chick.
I like that one. Yeah, I like that one.
I still hate the show. It's not fun to watch. I don't enjoy it. It's awkward. This main character, I can't believe they don't draw him with a boner constantly, because that's how he feels.
I just don't get, like, so in the start of the series, I was under the impression that this guy was a turd. Like,
yeah.
He didn't seem like he knew how to talk to, but, like, slowly we were finding out, like, everybody wanted him all along.
He's still a turd, though. Like, he still sucks.
Because now even working in with the little mean girl, like...
Did she sleep with him in episode 8?
Nakem.
Oh, god damn it.
Spoilers. Please. She gave him a big old smoocher right on the mouth when he was sleeping. Okay. He didn't wake up from it, so... listen.
That's not episode 8, is it?
Yeah, it's episode 8. I just watched it, Kyle. I just fucking watched it.
You didn't watch 7 because
I skipped 7. I skipped 7.
10,
dude, I hate this fucking show, man. I cannot watch this shit. I hate it.
I'm trying to get Ryan to the end of this.
I want to get to the end of it. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
It's uncomfortable. Like
it's terrible. No, it's just fucking not good either. It's not fun to watch. There's no interesting characters. The same shit is happening every fucking episode. Okay. It's this dude awkwardly fumbling through relationships. It's
I will
fucking.
Say
it's
that,
a torture.
No, shit gets real. I think it's episode.
It better fucking happen soon, Nakem. It's running out of time. This show's only 12 episodes.
Yeah, I know, but shit gets real episode 10, and he becomes.
Fuck, man.
When I say shit gets real, I mean like you hate him even more, and then like the ending is just again phenomenal, but. Yeah, no, it's terrible.
It's fucking awful. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I hate you, but I'm not mad at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, I hate you while I'm watching it. Like, while I'm watching it, I'm like, why the fuck are we doing this?
Like, originally I felt dirty because of, like, all the, like...
The fan service?
Like, well, like, yeah, like...
The upskirts?
The upskirts and, like, the boob shots.
Right.
And now, like, I feel dirty because, like, it's all, like, borderline rape and, like...
Yeah.
I don't know any of their names because they all look the same. The one with the big boobs?
Yeah. Kohana or something.
You realize, you realize Big Boobs is slowly...
She's, like, letting him rape her.
Yeah, Big Boobs does not want to fucking bang this dude. And he's like... She's like, alright, if I let you bang me, will you go to the dance with me?
He's like, yeah, alright.
He's like, yeah, of course.
Okay, let's just illustrate some stuff out here. So Big Boobs is totally slowly going crazy, if you haven't noticed. It's the anime version of crazy. Small Boobs, the best friend, is constantly being fucked by this guy, and I mean that literally.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, they're sleeping together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then her best friend, so Small Boob's best friend, the mean one,
right,
apparently has a thing for the main character, and is going to give it up. And she's gonna say she's having sex with the main character for her best friend's sake, which makes no goddamn sense.
That's what I was thinking, because she was like, I want you to take care of Satora or whatever her name is, and
Sakai or something like that. Yeah,
Sakai. And then she's like, let me give you a fuck, or something like that. Yeah. She's like, then let me give you a big old smooch, big old smooch right on the lips.
So Catfish Jenny just asked why the Big Boob's going crazy. Okay, so basically, she got asked out by the main character, and he was like super in love with her. But then,
I love how you skip over Catfish Jenny saying Nakem wholeheartedly endorse School Days. He did. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, he's still intent on telling us.
He does fucking love it, yeah. But we'll get to it.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, Big Boobs basically was like she was in love with him.
Use their names again. Don't.
I don't fucking know their names.
Actually, oh my god.
Well, fuck.
Kotohana? Kotora?
I can't fucking. I don't speak Japanese either, so get off my back. I think it's Kotohana.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, is Big Boobs. Makoto is, I believe, the primary character. Sekai is the best friend. Setsuna is the fucking small mean one.
Never heard that name before until just now.
And
never knew her name. I thought she was Big Boobs for almost the entire episode.
No,
because she had a bow too.
Yeah. And there's another brown-haired chick whose name don't even ask me for, but she's gonna come in, I think, the next couple episodes. But yeah,
I like the best friend. I will say that.
Yeah, you're not gonna stay that way.
Oh.
But yeah, to answer your question,
I don't know if I want to continue then. Oh, okay. Silly.
You have to return the body pillow.
Yeah, but to answer your question, the main reason why she's going crazy is because she's basically being replaced by like all these other girls.
By a bunch of just different chicks, yeah.
Yeah, who are willing
because she didn't put it up. She wouldn't give it up.
Yeah, she was being a good girl and just keeping it in.
That's right. All right, that's fucking School Days. We'll probably watch the next episode in a couple weeks, so
yeah. I'm gonna
finish it.
Wait, how many do you have left?
3, 4.
I got the episodes up.
There's 12 in total. We just finished 8.
You have there's one where some shit goes down that you have to watch, and then I'll tell you which other ones you can skip. But I will get you fucking fuck you, Catfish.
We can skip them all in the camp, but we'll.
I don't know their names. Proceeds to rattle off a list of their names. He even knew the little girl's name. I never even fucking thought about her until fucking a couple minutes ago. Alright, let's talk.
She was the other one.
That's what
Episode 6.
Kyle doesn't listen to me when I talk half the time.
No.
Kyle, admit that when I talk half the time. No, I'll be more fair. 15% of the time you don't listen to me. 15. That's fair.
15% that I don't listen to you?
Yeah. I think it's lower than that.
That's probably.
Yeah, it's probably 15.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about 15. I like 15. That's fucking not that bad.
No, it's not bad.
You thought it was who? The best friend? But she doesn't have a bow. Best friend doesn't wear a bow.
I didn't know there was that much of a. I thought.
That's the only thing I know.
Boobs and they constantly focus on her big boobs.
Sometimes though Sometimes you don't see the boobs that big when
What happened to those grumpy friends that were into him as well? In episode 3.
They will come back. That's why I'm saying that the next couple episodes are where shit actually happens.
The next couple episodes. Listen, if anyone's interested in the show, which you whatever, if you're interested in the show, start at episode 8 or 9 or some shit.
Skip the first couple. They're
I can't remember. You watched Kill la Kill?
No, actually I haven't. That one.
It's fucking great.
I've been hearing that it's fucking good, but I looked at it and this interests me in no way possible. I'm gonna go back to watching School Days. Dude,
I forgot about it. I almost bristled up a little bit on the date because she was like, I forget what we were talking about, embarrassing things that we're into or some shit, and she told me Love and Hip Hop or something like that, some reality TV show she watches, and she's like, as long as you're not into anime or something. I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I'm not into that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. And then I'm home today watching School Days episode fucking 8 and hating it the entire time. Let's talk about books from this week. I have 6 here. Kyle, did you read 6 or you think you read less than that? I'm gonna need some help on. Alright,
What's the percent you listen to me?
Fucking 80%. I listen to you 80%. I might need some help on 2 of these books, but let's start with Ninjak, I guess. Ninjak, issue 1, Matt Kent, Clay Mann, and then there's a backup story, which is actually really fucking good. Did you read the backup story too, Kyle?
Yeah, Bruce Geist.
Yeah, Bruce Geist, so fucking good. So Ninjak we start out with him I mean, he's like a spy, essentially, like a double agent type thing, like sort of like a 007 type deal, but he's also a ninja. He goes on the first mission to rescue this chick who's fucking awesome. It's like that classic sort of like kung fu movie where they all have weird weapons. Her weapon is, her hair is like, I don't know what it's made out of, but it's like super reinforced, like genetically altered hair where she can, like with just like 3 strands of hair, she can cut through fucking metal. So she whips her hair around, she whips her hair around and like cuts people up and shit with it. You see like at one point she wraps her hair, or she kind of like hits her hair on his sword or whatever. He uses his sword to block it, and it starts to like dig into his sword a little bit. It's fucking sick. He rescues her. She works for this kingpin. He's one of 7 leaders of this fucking like giant, I guess they're called the weaponers or some shit. They make weapons. So his next mission is to sort of infiltrate that organization, pretending to be the guy that sent Ninjak to rescue her. So he's sort of like trying to get in to that world and figure out who the 7 leaders of this like secret weaponer society are, so that he can take them down eventually. The backup story is just him on his first, or like one of his first missions when he became a spy, and it sort of just shows like how he learned the ropes.
It's like year 1 type.
Yeah, it's like how he sort of like got his feet wet and learned how to fight, and not even learned how to fight, but learned how to take a beating, at least in this issue. I fucking love this, right, dude?
Oh, it was so
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
This book was better than I thought it would be.
It was weird because like same thing. It was like me and Kyle were talking about. I was like, I opened the preview because we get the preview PDFs, and I opened the preview PDF and I looked at it and it was like pink and shit, and I was like, ugh, I don't really want to read it this way because it looks really fucking good. And I talked to
yours like that.
Yours wasn't pink?
No, mine's fine.
Oh, mine was pink. Anyways, I looked at it and I was like, fuck, man, I don't want to read it like this because this actually looks really good. Like, even if it's not good,
Openings.
the art was so fucking sick that I was like, I just want to fucking read this straight up. And I'm glad I did, man. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, because it plays with... I liked the beginning, like, you thought that he was going to, like, assassinate her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was essentially get free. But even the stuff with, like... Essentially, he's like a Bruce Wayne type character. I don't know the deal with his parents, but like, so he's like a rich kid. You see him like in the beginning going to watch the samurai movie, and he like sneaks back home, and like even the shit like he's watching the samurai movie and it has that line, and he repeats it later.
Right. Yeah.
And it's up there. So because like you look at him, he's like a ninja, and I expect who's the other character in Valiant? Oh, fuck.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but so like I almost expect him to be like a snake.
Eternal Warrior or something? Are you talking about Eternal Warrior?
They have like another. I can't think.
Not
of it.
even like it's in one of the Exo Man Awards people, isn't it? Like his cast.
Are you talking? That's Ninjak. If you're talking about the ninja that Exo Manowar interacts with.
God, there's another ninja in Exo Manowar, but I could be wrong.
No, it is Ninjak. If you're talking about the ninja in Exo Manowar, it's Ninjak.
I like how this Ninjak was written, like, because it said that he's a ninja, but he's not like a. Like, he's just like a regular dude, essentially. He's
a dude that like grew up like worshiping like the kung fu movie heroes, like the samurais and shit. And I think that's what it's showing you in that scene is like he wanted to be that guy, so he became it. You know. He
actually reminds me a lot of Danny Rand, Iron Fist.
Yeah, totally, for sure. Yeah. Fuck, man. Though I was so fucking impressed. Like I know Matt Kent's a good writer, but sometimes he'll write shit that I just don't want to read. Like his writing is always good. Like he's a really talented writer, but sometimes he writes things that I just, at the time I'm like, I don't really give a shit. But I thought this was sort of harken back to like almost like something Brubaker would write with fucking with Butch Guys, right? Like sort of like a old school fucking.
That backup felt just like old Winter Soldier stuff.
Yeah, like I fucking just I when it's written well, it's just shit that I always fucking like reading,
Well, even like the little shit, like so he takes a beating, and the idea is like that he can fight back, and the guy knows he can fight back, but he wants to see him like not fight back for the ability to like the whole like hold restraint.
Well, that scene is like. it was. I think he wanted to see that he wasn't a fighter. Like he wanted to make sure that he was like.
He wanted it wasn't a threat to him.
Yeah, not a threat. Like he could pacify him or whatever. Yeah, dude, and like you said, like you think he's showing up to kill this chick, and I love the fact that she had that hair that could cut through shit. Like that's how they used to do like old school samurai and like old school like kung fu movies. It's like one guy had like a hat that had a fucking like sharp blade around it, or some guy had like whatever the fuck like a hula hoop that had a fucking like a edge on it so that he could do cool like shit like that. But like her hair, like that's such like an old school like kung fu movie moment that like I'm excited to see more characters like that have like interesting ways to fight, because like that's why people love that kind of shit, I think. But like you said, you think he's showing up to kill her. He rescues her, but that's to further the mission so that he can go on to the next part of the mission that he didn't know about. Like that's just like thinking ahead, and that's just good story writing, to like fucking drag us along on that instead of just being like, this is a rescue mission so you can do this later. It was like, oh, it's a rescue mission, now we find out why it was a rescue mission. So I don't know, it's really well done.
I think I like this book so much, realistically speaking,
because it's like anime-ish.
No, Jesus. There's two kinds of books out there that right now that I found. There's like your big superhero books, and then there's like your artistic like one-off books. A lot of the new big superhero books just tend to suck terribly. So it's nice to see like a character like Ninjak, who, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit how nuanced of a writer you are. You cannot make you can't make Ninjak nuanced. So you kind of have to play with what you got. So it's like a really good, well-made, good big superhero book. I'd actually say it's probably the best thing Valiant's putting out right now.
Maybe, I don't know. Harbinger Imperium's really good, I think. But yeah, I'll agree with you. It's fucking amazing. Let's talk about Howard the Duck, number 1. This is by Chip Zdarsky, art by Quinones or something like that. This is a story of Howard the Duck coming to this dude is fucking messaging me like a fucking 1,000 messages at the same time. Sorry, hold on one sec. Alright, so this is Howard the Duck coming to Earth. Or this is sort of him like getting acclimated. He's getting acclimated to Earth, right?
No, he's been on Earth for a while.
Has he?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's on Earth. He's still an outcast.
Yes.
We could say that. This isn't his planet. He's trying to make his way by being a private investigator. He's sort of down on his luck. This feels a lot like She-Hulk and a lot like Daredevil to me. Like it's
She-Hulk is in this.
She-Hulk's in this, but the stories are really similar. Like it's kind of lighthearted, funny, colorful, character-driven, not so dependent on a plot happening. But the plot sort of happens while you're reading, like, the characters, like, what you're fucking trying to read here. And, like, the story, I don't know, it's not really that exciting of a story. It's like, he gets hired to go get some jewel back from Black Cat, so him and some chicks tags along, and they go interact with Black Cat, eventually get the jewel, and then this fucking guy that works for the collector shows up and takes Howard the Duck to join the collector's collection. But I thought it was really fucking funny. Like I mean, I didn't laugh out loud or whatever, but I had a good time fucking reading this. I thought it was a fun comic, and like I said, it felt like Daredevil to me. It felt like a little bit like She-Hulk, although I think Daredevil's probably a better example of this kind of writing. But I thought it was smart and funny, and I never read anything by Chip, I don't think, except I read the first issue, Sex Criminals. I'm not sure how much writing he did in that, but I fucking liked it a lot, man. I might keep reading it, actually.
This is definitely... My Marvel pull list has actually been pretty small lately because I dropped basically all the X-Men and shit, and I haven't been reading Guardians of the Galaxy for a while. But
yeah.
No, this shit has been fucking... Holy hell. This was really, really good because it took in the whole... He's a duck. Like, it took in the whole history of Howard the Duck. Like, have you ever seen the Howard the Duck, the movie that was made?
No.
Yeah, don't. It's terrible. But, like, they acknowledge that that's a thing, and they kind of almost fold it into continuity. And, like, the whole thing is, like, people are so used to Howard the Duck that, like, no one's surprised that he's a duck, but he's still a duck, so, like, they're reacting to such.
Right.
And like even Howard's just like, you fucking hairless apes, like you're all useless. God, I wish I was back on my world, but I'm here, so I gotta go do some shit with it. You know what I mean?
It's very self-aware. Like it knows it's a fucking story about Howard the Duck.
Yeah, and then I also like the fact that, like, as you were saying, there really isn't a plot per se. Like, so Howard the Duck is kind of just going on this he has a job to do, and like the plot is happening around him. So there's like Spider-Man comes in for a little bit, but he's not really doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
The Black Cat is there, but like you could have stubbed her in for any other villain, but she doesn't matter. It's just like Howard the Duck trying to get the stuff back, and then like shit is happening around Howard the Duck. Mm-hmm. It feels like a very day in the life of this absurdist character.
Yeah, it's fucking very absurd, but like, and it didn't really get annoying. Like, there was a lot of fucking duck jokes in here.
Yeah.
But I thought they all worked. I don't know, man. This is a character that I shouldn't give a shit about. That's why I was so surprised that I enjoyed it.
That's the thing that's why I think that it works so well, is because they acknowledge, like, from the point go, and they never let you forget this guy. Like, he's not special, or he's not like
cool,
the
or
coolest thing.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking duck that's on our world in this wacky, messed up Marvel universe that we're reading about, and he's just trying to make a go of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he fucking hates everything too.
Yeah.
And like I totally relate. I can relate to that kind of shit, like that fucking it dry, like doomy.
It makes perfect sense because he's a goddamn duck.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck, man.
Please tell me you didn't hate this, because I will fight you on it.
No, I liked it. I thought it was funny. I don't know if I'm gonna keep reading it, because I mean I'm reading Daredevil. I'm reading Squirrel Girl. Marvel's put out a bunch of these books that are more apart, like interchangeable. Like I don't.
You don't think this is better than Squirrel Girl though?
This actually reminded me a lot of.
I don't think it's any different.
You don't think it's better than Squirrel Girl?
Yeah, this is Squirrel Girl.
The same. I think they're all. It's Hawkeye. I mean, this is Hawkeye. This is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a funny
like
comic book. Yeah, like a fun book.
You pick one. And then
I'm just saying like. Yeah. I mean that's why I mean there was some stuff like I said, I enjoyed that he said like "wog" all the time.
Yeah,
and
it's funny.
The shit with the text message was real funny.
Right.
Yeah, I mean I think like more just I think Marvel's putting out so many high quality books of this nature, like the non superhero. It's just kind of like pick your like poison at this point, but I'm already reading like Daredevil, Squirrel Girl, like.
Yeah, the thing about that separates this from Squirrel Girl for me is I think Squirrel Girl was a little bit more lighthearted and it was like, look how fun this is.
I think.
Whereas
I mean, the end killed me. Like I could care less about Rocket Raccoon again.
Have you been reading his solo series?
No, I really.
It's actually pretty funny.
He's a great character. He's not a bad character. It's just sometimes he's fucking.
But I mean, like, if this is just gonna like, I just don't need that right away. Like, I don't need a dragon rocket.
That's the thing. Like, if it's going the way I think it's going, I think they're gonna like take Howard to all these places, but it's gonna be just Howard. Like, he's with Rocket Raccoon, but he doesn't want to be with Rocket Raccoon. Like, they're not gonna make it like this big thing that he's with Rocket Raccoon. It just happens to be his character that he's with right now. And then, like, maybe in the next arc, we'll get him with Squirrel Girl. And it just happens that Squirrel Girl's right there. Maybe he'll do an issue with Hawkeye, and it just happens to be Hawkeye. Like, it's not like it's some predestined... Like, you know when you can smell a crossover from a million miles away?
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be like, these are the people that are around the Marvel U at that point where Howard the Duck is there.
It's like Spider-Gwen this week. It was just like, hey, Spider-Ham's in this issue.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in like the next one. He's just in this issue just because we need somebody. You need somebody for the main character to talk to. He can't fucking talk to himself. It's not going to be any good. Yeah, it's just like Spider-Ham's going to tag along.
It was one of the Marvel zombies. It was Machine Man and Howard the Duck.
No, I didn't read it.
Yeah, it was good. It was a whole series of that.
This is like literally the first time I've read any Howard the Duck. I don't think I've ever seen him before.
I didn't read any of the old.
Apparently, the old series is like really, really good.
I believe it. I could believe it after reading this.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. No.
That's two new books. That's 2 new books for me.
Yeah. No. If you didn't pick this one up because you thought it was going to be kind of stupid, I actually recommend that you do.
And I trust Chip Zdarsky as a writer now. I think he's a fucking talented dude. And I mean, not that I didn't trust him before. Sex criminals wasn't really my thing, but now I'm like, I'm on the chip train.
Well, I even like.
They're making it.
I don't
know
know.
they're making a TV show to that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that great of an artist. Like
Chip Zdarsky? No, maybe not.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
Good. I mean, he's not bad, but like compared to like at least what I've seen from his writing and like his ability to be humorous himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know what it is, but like anytime we've seen him, I thought he was like genuinely funny.
Yeah, he seems like a really like fun guy to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like this was at least that. Like.
Yeah, it was like enjoy. Like you would want it around. Like if it's around, you're not like get out of here, Howard the Duck. Like I'm tired of you. Let's do Spawn Resurrection #1. Nikem's book of the week, possibly. Nikem, hold up. Relax. Let me just introduce it first. Relax. I'll introduce it, then you can talk about how great it is. This is Spawn Resurrection. This is coming out of somebody, me personally, who's never read a Spawn book in his life. That's not true. As a kid, I probably read 1 or 2, but I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But I never read like a... Yeah, it was like a fucking random... I would go to the store and be like, Mom, we're at the grocery store. I want to buy this Spawn book. She's like, sure, whatever. And I fucking didn't understand it. I probably didn't even read it. This is my understanding of this book. The main character that was originally Spawn, he stopped being Spawn, and he crucified himself. And he's been there for a long time, and somebody else was Spawn for a while. Is that what you guys got out of this? Am I right so far? Alright, so he's approached by God, the dog that he used to have as a kid. And God, throughout the issue, convinces him or shows him all the reasons why the world needs Spawn. Because there's evil out there, and he's the only thing that can fight it. He then shows a event that happened on the world while Spawn was dead or whatever, inactive or crucified or whatever the fuck he's doing, where Spawn's wife is killed in a riot that happens between basically like fucking like demonstrationists or whatever in New York City or something. Essentially something like that, where it's a standoff between the police and these fucking rioters, and his wife is caught in the crosshairs and she's killed. So he gives Spawn a sword and is like, Spawn, you need to go to hell, get your wife back, and get your unborn son while you're there, because they're both together or trying to get together in hell. And he's like, alright, it's time to fucking be Spawn again. And he jumps down and he's like, alright, I'm gonna go after this fucking thing. He's not very fond of God either. Like, he doesn't talk very... he's not a huge fan of him either, but he knows that he needs to go get his wife out of hell or whatever. I don't think it's going to be as good as Hellboy in Hell. This, to me...
is hot garbage. Hot, steaming garbage.
What? Really, Kyle?
You're wrong. Like, you're just flat out wrong.
Oh, hold on. Let's not get into that. Hold on. We can't do that again this week. It blew up last week. Kyle, I want to hear what you liked about it.
What I liked about it, I liked Jim. His interaction with God, I thought was actually really clever. I didn't like the. I mean, I never ever liked the shoehorned like
political shit.
Yeah, and like I'm fine with that type of thing. Like I just didn't like the kind of blatant like Ferguson type stuff, because there's the hands up, don't shoot in there.
Yeah, it's really close to. I mean, it's almost too on the nose with that shit.
Yeah, like that's a bother. But I really liked all the stuff with him, like pushing him, like. All these things are happening and essentially caused him to kill himself, and like that was their plan. And the shit I thought was like really good was like him getting so mad at God, like you didn't do shit, like you could have saved her. He's like, oh, we could have saved her. Like, yeah,
you didn't do anything either. Yeah.
I thought that shit was great. Like, I mean, I don't know like where the series is going and if I would continue it, but I don't know. I didn't think it was hot garbage. I thought it was fine.
This book was hot garbage.
Well,
This book. Okay, let's.
Nikem, don't get too wild. Don't get too riled up here, right?
All right, I'll try to keep it.
Yeah.
So, first of all, God's a talking dog. That's dumb. Let's move on. They didn't really do anything or go anywhere or introduce anything or try to give a sense.
Whoa, Spider-Gwen, calm down. You didn't know where to characterize a whole backstory of a world. And
did he really though? Like this issue was an exposition dump. It was a giant.
That's what it is. It's a one shot.
Yeah, I
open up
I understand that to bring us back to Spawn 287 because fuck renumbering shit. But no, it was a giant like you can there's a way to do an exposition dump and then there's another like you could have literally just handed me the script for this and I would have told and I would have gotten the god same thing. It was nothing happened. Nothing. The only thing that happened is that he gave Spawn a reason for coming back, which was going to happen anyways because they want to reboot Spawn. Like, if you weren't reading Spawn before, you're not going to start reading Spawn now. This was hot garbage. I hated it.
All right, let me mediate because I'm sort of down the middle on this book. I thought it was okay. I thought it was a giant fucking advertisement for Spawn 251. This is trying to get people into Spawn, and I see that, and it that's what it is. Like, it's not hidden. Like, it's trying to get people into Spawn. It's trying to be like, we'll catch you up so that you can feel comfortable to buy an issue of Spawn.
But you're not actually being. Hold on, let me interject here. You're not actually being caught up on anything though. Maybe the basic premise of.
But that's all you need. Like, I feel comfortable enough to buy 251 if I want to at this point. Like, I feel like I have enough understanding of the character at this point because of all the exposition that was given to me in this issue that I feel like I could buy 251 safely and understand what's happening. You know? Like, that's what this was. Is like a first dip into the pool that is Spawn.
It was two characters literally talking to the audience.
But it was exposition heavy, and it wasn't the best shit I've ever read. But I don't think it was hot garbage.
Okay, maybe I'm just letting my own prejudice, because I always thought, like, the older I got, the more I realized, or the more I came to realize that Spawn was not a well thought out property. Let's put it that way, I guess. Like, or at least some of the backstory that Todd McFarlane has put on Spawn never really caught on. Like, Spawn is a product of the 90s, and there's really not much you can do with it. I don't know. I don't like Spawn. This didn't tickle my funny bone in any way that made me want to read more Spawn. I thought it was hot garbage. But I can understand why somebody else would like it. I think it's hot garbage.
I didn't necessarily like it, but it was okay. I could see why people would enjoy it. Kyle, are you gonna buy Spawn?
I might try it out. I've never read. I like Paul Jenkins. I think he's a really strong.
So do I.
I would say though the art in this pretty sweet.
Yeah, the art's fucking good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's just him going to town.
If it's fucking him going to town, I'll read it. Like, if it's him fighting demons and shit, and it's really fucked up and violent, I'll read it. But I don't want to read a politically charged issue about book about Spawn. Like, that doesn't fit for me.
Even morality charged.
Like, it doesn't need that. Like, Spawn.
I mean, the idea that like God created humans, was unimpressed with them, decided just to leave them alone.
Not even leave them alone. Like, he created them perfect, so he fucking wiped them out with the flood so that he could.
He created the flood to essentially wipe out the demons and the rogue angels that came down. Like, that's why he did the flood. Some of them got away. And essentially, like, they're the ones who like initiated, engineered all the events that essentially like led to Spawn, killing himself to get him out of the way. And that's what like God was trying to tell him, like, you got played. Like, the reason you killed yourself was someone else's like choice. Like, you have no made choice of your own.
It was kind of cool initially. Like, God was like, I know how humanity started. I know how it ends, but I forced myself to forget it so that I could be entertained by what happens in the middle. Like, he doesn't know anymore how the world ends because he wants to watch. It was too boring for him to watch everything played out. So, like, that was kind of cool. I don't know. There's some interesting concepts in here. If it's straight up fucking action with a little bit of political shit, I'll read it. If it's a lot of political shit with a little bit of Spawn walking around with a sword, I'm not interested. So, I mean, we'll see where it goes. It wasn't that bad though. What's next? We have Southern Cross #1. Kyle, could you explain this book? I didn't buy it, so I don't really want to. I don't have it downloaded. Do you know the plot? Can you do the plot of this book essentially? Yeah, I read it. I just 2 books this week. I don't have the PDF, so I don't really want to talk through it if I'm not looking at it.
Alright, I mean, roughly it's we have a girl essentially going to collect the remains of her sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's boarding the ship, I believe it's called the Cross. Essentially, it's like a big like mining type facility, and she's kind of going there. She's gonna be on this ship for a little bit.
She's going to Titan, right? Like one of the moons of Venus.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
And so she's on this ship. She's like she's just going to get her sister and kind of dealing with being on the ship for a certain amount of time, and it essentially breaks down to there's a ghost on the ship, and there's other things going on, kind of like
there's a ghost on the ship.
Yeah, at the end.
I don't remember a ghost. Is there a legit ghost on the ship, like a spooky one? I don't remember that.
I thought that was like her sister's spirit or something, her body in the core of the ship that was.
I thought that was just like imagery. They're like, this is what she's after her sister, and this is kind of showing us that like, I didn't know it was a real spooky ghost. Kyle, you thought that was an actual ghost on the ship, or do you know that?
It's advertised as a horror series.
Oh, really? I thought it was just like... I thought it was a mystery. Like a sci-fi mystery where she's like...
I think it's both. I think it's like a sci-fi. I think there's horror elements to it. Like, we see stuff with the captain. And, like, I think there's obviously more going on in the ship. Well, it's going to center around her and trying to figure out, like, what's going on.
Because there's a mystery involved in the death. Like, we're not sure what happened to the sister.
She sees her, like, face in the...
See, I think she... Because what she sees her face in is like the gravity thing, right? The ship is using to maintain gravity.
Too, when she goes to eat, she sees it in her food.
In the mashed potatoes?
I think it's coffee.
Oh, in the coffee. I thought she was just seeing things. I didn't know that was an actual ghost.
They also do mention that like her sister was like she did admin work, so there's no reason for her to have died. Like she died under mysterious circumstances.
Right.
So I think that's where the spooky ghost stuff is probably coming in.
This book didn't really grab me. I didn't find the main character all that interesting. I didn't find the plot all that interesting. Art was fucking amazing. I just don't know if I give a shit about this book. I think it was probably like it's not a bad book by any fucking means, and there's a lot of people that are probably gonna enjoy this. Just it didn't really fucking grab me. I don't know, something about it. It's just like it wasn't sci-fi enough for me, and there's a little too much angsty main character. That shit sometimes if it's I just don't want to read it.
I think I could actually see this kind of going in an Alien style.
That's where my intrigue is on it.
What are the aliens? The ghosts?
Maybe, like,
but like being confined on this ship, and it, like Aliens, is that like sci-fi, like near sci-fi, but everything kind of looks
retro
old,
sci-fi is what you're talking about.
Yeah, like it, and that's I mean you get like the feel of this crew and this ship, and like at this point them being confined on it, and kind of like what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I could easily see like I mean, I don't think she's a great main character, but I don't think she's supposed to be. Like, I don't think she's supposed to be likable.
No, she isn't. But I just don't want to read that. Like she was written the way that they intended it. But it's like Caliban to me is a better like confined ship alien type situation. Like I like that better than this like it didn't show me enough. Maybe that's it. Maybe I didn't see anything that I was
in the first issue.
Yeah, maybe I didn't see enough in this issue that's like I don't want to read another issue and not have any payoff again. It's not worth it to me.
That's shit, man.
But yeah, the fucking art is amazing. Like
I'm tempted to keep buying it just for the art. Like this is probably I've kind of put this on my big list of trades.
This is a trade book for me.
Yeah.
Like because I didn't get enough out of this issue to make me think that I'm getting something issue to issue, so I would trade weight this. But yeah, I'm not coming down on this book at all. Hellbreak #1. Hellbreak #1 is written by Cullen Bunn, who had a really good last year. Art by
2014.
He had a great 2014. Art by Chirilla. It's so it starts out with this awesome fucking myth that I actually fucking looked up like the real story to read it because it was so fucking like I love shit like this. Like this is a sort of like the sort of stuff that like Mignola uses in his books, like this old like bringing old fucking myths to comics, like shit that you have to actually do like you have to be into some weird stuff, not weird stuff, but you have to be like into myths to like know about this story. Like this isn't a story that we grew up knowing about. Like this is something you'd have to read somewhere and be like, oh, I kind of like that, I'm gonna file that away and use it later. So it's like this dude loses his wife, makes a deal with God or whatever, or makes a deal with the people that own the dead, that he wants to come back for his wife. So they make him a deal that he can come get his wife from the land of the dead, as long as when she follows him out of the land of the dead, he's not allowed to look back. He can't look back at her. If he looks back at her, she's gone forever. And like, as he's walking, I guess they're not allowed to talk or some shit, so he the whole time is unsure if she's still there. So they get near the top and he almost gets out, and he feels like he's outside, and he looks back to make sure she's there, and he finds out he's still inside the cave, like he's not all the way out, and then she gets pulled back into hell and he never sees her again. I like stories like that, but that's how it starts, and it kind of sets up the story a little bit, because these characters, it's a team of these like special agents or like operatives or some shit, and essentially they're hired to go into hell. In this case, it's like a boy is possessed, so they're sent to hell to find him there and rescue him and take him back to our world. So it's kind of like an extraction type thing, like a team book where they go into hell and get their, whoever they're assigned to get, and then get out. It felt a little bit like Ghosted, sort of like that kind of like team book where the main character sort of has this haunted past where we don't really know what happened to him, but we get the feeling that maybe something went wrong where his family was taken from him or something like that. It's a book with a lot of different characters, but I thought Cullen Bunn pulled it off by introducing them slowly and kind of like explaining their role or showing them do what they're supposed to be doing on the mission.
Yeah, it's like having them introduced like on the mission.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Instead of like a page where you see all 5 of them, you're like, this is this guy, he's a medic. This is this guy, he's a sniper.
Yeah, like having like, as opposed to like having them before mission introduced, like,
yeah, this is way better. It's like, show us.
You see them doing their work.
Yeah, and it doesn't waste any fucking of our time to fucking learn everybody's name and feel like we're gonna get quizzed at some point in the book. I thought it was pretty successful. I think it's like some shit that I've read recently. Like, it doesn't feel that fresh right now. So maybe I'm not like excited about the next issue, but I thought it was pretty good. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle on this book, though. I thought it was good, but I'm not excited to read more of it, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's like it didn't do like a whole bunch to separate itself. Kind of like you said, like, I mean, I could read BPRD, and that's gonna be better than this.
Right. Yeah.
Or I could. I mean, I've read what's the one that's coming out, Frankenstein Underground, the Mignola one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's better than this, but this by no means is. This is like just a tier below. Like, it's the same stuff. It's good. It doesn't separate itself, but like if you want more of that, like I think it's good. I mean, the character designs are fucking awesome. Like that like Victorian party they were in the beginning. Like,
yeah,
that shit was great.
Yeah, it was awesome, and it's that kind of weird spot that Oni Press does a lot, where it's like it's supposed to be horror, like kind of like I would say this is probably supposed to be a horror book if you were to put like a label on it, maybe, but it's not scary because the art is cartoony. It's sort of like Sixth Gun, like that's kind of the same type of style. It's like the art, and I fucking love the art, but it's not able to scare you with the art because it's kind of cartoony, and it's like it's kind of weird because you're like, it would be better if this was scary. Can you imagine if this was like a straight up horror book with like actual like scary drawings and shit? Like it would be a different book,
Those things in the beginning of the issue. I mean, they're so bright and colorful. Like,
yeah, that you're
it's
not,
more just for the like awesome effect and less the scare.
The powerful, like, yeah, I don't know, but the thing that separated this book for me is the intro, like showing that old myth and shit and kind of relating that to what our characters are doing, or showing like the original, I guess, like the first guy to do it, the first guy to go to the underworld to rescue somebody that he loves. I thought that was a nice touch, and I think that kind of made the book for me, is like the first part.
I almost wish, I know we'll never get it, but I almost wish they made the book just about that. Like, I could give a crap less about everything else. I kind of just want to read that in comic book form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's not happening. That's fucking reserved for like Mignola and shit like that. Like super fucking smart, like fucking know everything about old history and old myths and shit like that. But yeah, it was good, but I don't know. It didn't stand out for me. If you're interested in like that, if that sounds like an interesting story for you, I think this is really good. If you're looking for it. Let's talk about what book do we have left? Oh, we have Surface. Surface number 1. Kyle, this is you.
This is me?
This is you. I'm sorry. I don't have it in front of me. I'll help you.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's going to be hard to describe.
It is hard to describe. It's super hard to describe.
On purpose. So, yeah, there's essentially our world, and the main book focuses on these 3 characters who are kind of like hackers, but it's young kids. They leave in search of a world called the Surface, which is the surface above this world. There's also the president, who's kind of dealing with. I mean, it's a tough book to describe.
It's like all the forces, the power to be doesn't want people to know the surface is real.
Yeah.
But these 3 lovers, like this is some kind of platonic, or not platonic, polymorphous or whatever relationship between these 3. They've decided they're going to go find it, and they think they know where it is. They are hackers, and they've decided, like, fuck this world and fuck the power to be and fuck all this fake shit that's all around us. Like, even, like, there's even, like, a knock on, like, Starbucks and shit like that. It's like, fuck all this shit that is fake and that's keeping us down. Let's go find the real shit and, like, open everybody's eyes. So that's kind of what it's about. I like Leshkot a lot. Like, I like a lot of the things that he writes. This seemed a little...
pretentious?
Pretentious is a good word for it. It seems like... And listen, it's good if you're looking for something heady and something like pretentious and something different. This is it. But for me, I just don't have the energy to fucking read this. Like I was kind of, I just like when I read comics. Sometimes I want to read like super heady type shit, but it's not this. Like this isn't what I read comics for. And if you're looking for this, this is fucking perfect. This is why I don't like a lot of Grant Morrison shit. It's like I don't care about shit like this. Like. If I'm gonna read something like this, comic form's not really how I want to ingest it. It's just not. I don't know if it's the best way to deliver this kind of message to me. Like I like shit like this if it's like a documentary that's like researched and there's some facts behind it. But like a fictional story that's pretentious, I'm just like, oh, it's not real, so I don't really think I give a shit. You know, like I don't know. Kyle, what do you think about Surface?
Well, I mean, I think that's where you have to stand on it. Like, if it's your type of book, then it's your type of book.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those ones that's so, I don't say polarizing in the instance like it does that, but like it has one specific message, and it's almost the type of book that you have to go in, and we talk about this even like, multiverse. Like, you have to go in knowing that you're invested for issues.
It's hard work. It's fucking hard work reading this shit.
I mean, I like that. I mean, we've gone over that before. Like, cause like, obviously, I'm a huge Grant Morrison fan. Like, I'll sit and read The Invisibles Omnibus, and I'll like read all that stuff because like I like that. I like that experience. But I can 100% understand why, like, because it is work. I mean, you have to sit and read it, and I mean, at times I don't want to do that, and I think that's fair. But like, I mean, for me, I like this, and I fucking love Langdon Foss. Like, the art is amazing.
Word. Nakem, thoughts on Surface?
It's not for me.
Yeah, alright, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Like, okay, if you read, or if you've ever watched Eon Flux, and you thought Eon Flux was good, you'll like Surface. If you were like me and you saw Eon Flux once and you're like, this is not for me, this is kind of pretentious and douchebaggery, yeah, you're not going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Not saying that anybody who enjoys this is a douche, but like there's a certain amount of, I want to kind of say, talking down to the audience, or talking up. Yeah.
There's a better than.
Yeah.
Like it's like better than.
They don't even try to explain what the fuck is going on. So if you lose the plot, you're never gonna pick it up.
He's in fairness, he knows that. Like, there's an article that runs throughout this book that's like, fucking writer doesn't think anyone's gonna understand first issue, something like that. Like, whatever that article is. Like, I don't know, remember it correctly, but it's essentially like, people don't understand this issue. I know that. Here's a fucking fake interview between me and some fictional, a news reporter that says basically, nobody understands this shit. Why'd you write it? And he's like, oh, I wrote it because, I wanted to write it, and I know that not a lot of people are going to like it, but this is what I wanted to write at the time, so I wrote it. Like, it's interesting. It's fucking Scott. Like, he does shit like this. And then he'll write Zero, which I think is one of the best comics ever written. So, like, it's just, he's a fucking writer that's capable of doing both things, and, like, some people are going to like one or the other and neither.
And I think that's why, like, I don't have a problem picking up Grant Morrison and willing to invest that, because, like, Lescott to me is, like, completely shown he's capable of, like, if you read Zero, we've talked about this a million times, like, Zero, you can pick up any issue of Zero, read it, enjoy it, but if you want, like, there's a whole bigger story there, and he's capable of telling that. Secret Avengers is, like, funny, it's smart, and it's basic. Like, there's a single story there. There's some, like, of the higher concept elements, but it's just like, it's like that type of story. Like, he's capable of telling that.
Right.
So, like, when I pick this up, and I think there's a clear storyline, but, like, at the same time, like, to get anything real out of it, like, you're gonna have to read a few issues maybe, and, like, go back, kind of pick out what you missed. 'Cause, even stuff like, they're this amorphous relationship, like, all three of them together, but there's the one looking at him, and then she notices, like, that he's eyeing her, or he's eyeing the other guy more, and, like, that bothers her, and then she, like, leaves the tent. So, there's, like, clearly extra stuff going on. Like, there's regular story.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit here, but like, this and Zero are completely fucking different, and like you said, Zero and fucking Secret Adventures are completely different. Like, it's not a knock on Lescott if you don't like this book.
Like I say, like, he has that ability to.
Yeah, he totally does. Yeah, and so does Grant Morrison. Like, Grant Morrison can write fucking Batman and Robin, and have an issue where it's just them fighting Mr. Pig or whatever, and then he can do an issue where it's like them and fucking
Internet 3.0.
Internet 3.0, and I'm like, this is fucking the worst shit I've ever fucking read in my life. It's the worst, So, all right, that's it for this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really think we're gonna get killed for this issue. I'm nervous. Do you think?
Well, like,
we get killed, not just me.
I think it might just be you because of what I said.
In fact, actually, look, Ryan, I think you're the safest because you're like the crazy. Well, you're not the crazy lunatic, but
I live in a basement.
Yeah, well,
there's a fucking pipe literally above my fucking head that was just about to explode.
They're not going to go after you because you're the one that believes this the most, right? They're either going to come after me or they're going to come after Kyle. Like, if they come after me, it's a clear sign. In fact, I'm probably the best target because if they come after me, it's a clear sign to you guys to fucking start waving your flag because your Canadian buddy's now dead and they can make it look like an accident.
Yeah.
If they come after Kyle, then it's a sign to, like, it discredits us both because we're gonna, like, be like, shit, it was real.
Absolutely.
Right. But if they, and, like, everybody's gonna be like, look at those crazy motherfuckers. But if they come after you, it's just gonna be me and Kyle, and me and Kyle are just gonna be like, well, shit, I guess Ryan's dead.
Yeah, don't do that. I agree. Nakem or Kyle are the best targets. I agree with that 100%. Thank you for saying that. Maybe both. Get them both.
Well, here's my case. More
could be a donation goal.
Think would notice me missing than Ryan. Ryan's alone in his basement. He really doesn't have a life.
But Ryan believes in a lot of stuff. Ryan believes in a lot. Hold on, Kyle. Ryan believes in a lot of crazy shit. I'm not lonely.
Yeah. And then, as for the podcast,
right?
If we lost Nakem, and we'd be fine.
Oh yeah, completely.
We probably wouldn't even notice.
That's a donation goal.
Yeah.
It's like low too. It's like $50. $50 we give Nakem to the black government. $50 is all it costs.
You just hand him over. We don't even know what he did. But.
No. So here, take him. I know you want him. Take him. He's fucking $50 worth.
I will fucking take over that black government and come back for both of you.
What % gay would you say you are, Nakem?
I answered that. It's a cool 25.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah.
Ah, god damn it. I thought we had a new fucking listener.
No.
Fuck. Oh, that sucks.
Why would you just make up a name like that? Did you already have a name?
Yeah, that's been my Twitch name for...
Alright, I thought we had a new listener. I got excited. All right. That's it.
That's it for the night.
That's it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week for 192.
Maybe,
unless one of us dies.
Yeah.
Unless Kyle dies. Well, we'll still do it, but it'll be changed to the death of conspiracy. Yeah. The birth of... God bless America. God bless America. God bless Bohemian Grove. Weaving spiders, come not here.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.